think it's very important to differentiate between depression as an illness and the feelings that we all get of being fed up and tired of things. Depression is common. It can affect 1 in 4 of us at some stage in our lives. And it's those feelings of sadness that begin to interfere with our everyday life and last for a longer period of time. Depression is such a common illness. 1 in 4 of us will have depression. However, it's certainly true to say that there are some families that tend to be more prone to developing depression than others. So if somebody in your family has depression, then you may be up to 8 times more likely than anybody else to have depression. But there's so many other things that can lead to us becoming depressed. Things like significant life events, stresses, illness, as well as just major losses in our life. Depression affects people of all ages. Children and young people can become depressed, as well as adults and older people. There are certain times in our lives when we tend to become more likely to developing depression. For example, in the first 12 months after a baby's birth, a woman is most likely to develop depression. After the death of a close relative, again, someone is more likely to develop depression. But depression can happen any of us at any time, given the wrong stresses hitting us in a vulnerable spot, which we all will have. Well, depression as an illness affects really all aspects of our life. For example, our biological functions. So our sleep pattern becomes disturbed, we may have difficulty getting to sleep, or we may find we're waking up during the night. But certainly the quality of our sleep isn't as good. We don't feel sort of rested and restored by it. Appetite can also be affected. People sometimes find that they lose the taste for food, they don't have any interest in their diet, whereas other people find that they actually tend to comfort eat and may actually put on weight. People tend to feel tired, they don't have the same interest, energy or enthusiasm in things, and they don't get the same enjoyment from activities that they normally did. People often find that when they're depressed that they have a tendency to become more withdrawn and to put things off, so they become much quieter in themselves. And then as well as that, there's the whole sort of range of different feelings that we get when we're depressed. And that's not just always depressed, it can be feeling sad, it can be feeling irritable, quiet, and at times when the depression is very severe, we can actually experience feelings that life is no longer worth living for us and have strong suicidal thoughts. Depression isn't entirely preventable, but there are certainly things that we can do that can reduce the likelihood of us becoming depressed. And that's very much about looking after our own mental health. First of all, we need to look after our body. We need to have a good diet, we need to have a good lifestyle, that we're resting, that we're exercising, that we're not misusing alcohol and cannabis and other drugs, because all of those are going to increase the likelihood of us becoming stressed and developing depression. I think it's true that none of us can ever eliminate stress from our life, but when there are things upsetting us, it's really important to be able to talk to someone. I mean, a lot of research has shown that when somebody has someone close to them that they can talk to in a confiding way and talk through their problems, that is really like a safety valve for them. So depression, it can't be prevented. It can be reduced, the likelihood of developing it. And I think using all of those sort of self-help techniques can also reduce the intensity for some people.